Fishermen called it the White Bloat. Government files labelled it Thermal Anomaly Designation Tango 7 Alpha. A mammalian heat signature maintaining 35 degrees Celsius for 18 continuous hours underwater. No breathing pattern detected. London Briefing Room, December 15th, 0800 hours. Admiral Vance spreads thermal imaging across steel tables.
Control, this is Trawler 9. Confirming grid 77 north, 15 east. Heat bloom remains consistent.
Dr. Sian Kovic studies the sonar data with methodical precision. The skeletal structure doesn't match any taxonomic database. Elongated phalanges, ursine skull architecture, paddle-like hindquarters fused into a rudder formation. The Barents Sea guards its secrets in crushing darkness. This one just surfaced on government radar. What fishing crews whispered about for 40 years became a Ministry of Defense biosecurity priority overnight. The diesel generators hum, and somewhere beneath Arctic ice, something large and warm waits in the dark. RFX-Aurora cuts through the Gakkel Ridge at 1400 hours. 8,000 tons displacement, 40mm steel hull thickness. Dr. Kovic grips the rail as the deck lurches 30 degrees to port, her eyes fixed on sonar displays. Temperature readings, minus 38 degrees ambient air, 2 degrees above freezing in water.
Bridge, this is engine room. Hydraulic pressure stable at 250 bar. Ice thickness 1.8 meters. Consistent fracture patterns.
Admiral Vance studies navigation charts with mechanical precision. The search pattern forms a methodical spiral, each pass bringing them closer to thermal anomaly Tango 7 Alpha. Hydrophone arrays detect something unexpected, a sound oscillating between growl and click. Bears growl, whales click. This target does both. Atmospheric pressure drops to 980 millibars inside the storm front. The Aurora is a steel bubble in a vacuum of ice and wind. Crew rotations are shortened to 4 hours to prevent cognitive drift in the relentless twilight. Isolation is the first enemy. The cold is merely the second.
So we're in 270 degrees, range 4,000 meters, acoustic signature, unknown classification.
Steel hull groans under ice pressure. 15 tons per square meter against reinforced plating. The acoustic signature repeats every 47 seconds. The target moves with deliberate efficiency. Not frightened prey darting, but the measured approach of something investigating their presence. Range decreasing, speed 3 knots, depth 240 meters. And rising. Night vision cameras pierce Arctic darkness at 2200 hours. Infrared sensors detect thermal variance, 37 degrees against water temperature of minus 1.8. Range, 400 meters and closing. The massive pale shape breaches the thermocline with hydraulic precision. No splash, no surface disruption, just displacement. The creature maintains neutral buoyancy alongside the starboard hull. 4.5 meters of living biomass suspended in crushing Arctic water. Admiral Vance activates hydraulic winch systems. Cable tension 0 load. Winch capacity 8,000 kilograms, maximum safe working load.
Bridge, this is Deck Ops. Moonpool cradles deploying. Hydraulic pressure steady at 280 bar. Steel mesh reinforcement in position.
The floodlights ignite. 2 million candle power cuts through black water. The impossible becomes visible. Translucent fur moves in current, slicked with algae deposits, fluorescing green-white under artificial illumination. The bulk is wrong for any known Arctic mammal, but the neck holds the discovery. Deep, vascularized folds pulsate with rhythmic precision, 42 beats per minute. Not gills, pharyngeal slits processing dissolved oxygen from seawater through passive diffusion.
LiDAR mapping complete. Volumetric analysis confirms adipose tissue density is 3 times that of a standard cetacean. It's not just fat, sir. It's basically bulletproof blubber.
Macro lens photography reveals symbiotic colonies attached to the dorsal fur. Tube worms, usually found on hydrothermal vents, are embedded in the pelt. This creature isn't just a predator, it is a mobile ecosystem transport, moving life between the thermal vents and the surface ice. Translucent fur moves in current, slicked with algae deposits fluorescing green-white under artificial illumination. The bulk is wrong for any known Arctic mammal, but the neck holds the discovery. Deep, vascularized folds pulsate with rhythmic precision, 42 beats per minute. Not gills, pharyngeal slits processing dissolved oxygen from seawater through passive diffusion. Dr. Kovic grabs the intercom.
Deploy Moonpool cradle. Hydraulic descent at half speed. Specimen weighs approximately 4,000 kilograms.
Copy that. Cradle lowering. Cable tension increasing. 2,000. 3,000. Approaching maximum load threshold.
Steel framework groans under biological mass. But the specimen remains docile. Metabolic torpor reduces oxygen consumption by 60%. 4,000 kilograms of evolutionary impossibility secured against Aurora's reinforced hull. Laboratory protocols initiate at 0300 hours. Steel-reinforced specimen cradle maintains hydraulic pressure at 260 bar. Dr. Kovic activates automated tissue processing. The biopsy sample undergoes molecular breakdown in real time.
Lab, this is Bridge. Wave height increasing to 4 meters. Storm front approaching from northwest.
PCR amplification chambers cycle through thermal protocols. Each cycle doubles genetic material, building molecular evidence for classification. Admiral Vance observes through the reinforced viewport. His concern isn't scientific discovery, but containment protocol. Dr. Kovic monitors the sequencing display. Automated systems process 400 million nucleotides per hour. As each gene sequence populates the database, classification becomes disturbing. 98% Ursus maritimus, standard polar bear genetics. The remaining 2%, the computer cannot match to any known terrestrial genome.
Lab, this is Deck Ops. Specimen vital signs steady. Neck slits pulsing regular at 42 cycles. Whatever this thing is, it's stable.
The metabolic data suggests a suspended animation state not seen in surface mammals. It doesn't sleep, it powers down like a machine. A biological efficiency engine designed to outlast interglacial periods by burning 0 unnecessary calories. Recalibration protocol engages automatically. Unknown sequences show deep-sea organism adaptations. The creature adapted to crushing depths over 200,000 years. The divergence occurred during the Eemian interglacial, 130,000 years ago. When sea levels rose, this population didn't migrate south. Instead, it adapted, learned to process oxygen from seawater, became something new. Hydraulic release protocol initiates at 0747 hours. The creature settles against the moonpool cradle with mechanical precision. Admiral Vance activates the GPS tagging system. Dr. Kovich documents final tissue samples. Subject exhibits complete metabolic adaptation to pressure differential environments. Recommend immediate release to prevent cellular damage from extended surface proximity.
Bridge, this is Deck Operations. Hydraulic systems configured for specimen release. Moonpool cradle in descent position.
GPS tagging dart deploys with compressed air pressure. Titanium penetrates blubber layers at the dorsal ridge. Signal strength optimal. Geographic coordinates now classified as Maritime Exclusion Zone under Navigation Safety Protocol 7 Alpha. The creature's third eyelids blink once. Hydraulic motors engage with mathematical precision.
Control, this is Aurora. Specimen tagged and descending. GPS beacon active. Depth now 50 meters and increasing.
Steel framework descends through thermoclines, where water temperature stratifies in precise layers. The specimen shows no stress response. Heart rate maintains 38 beats per minute. Moonpool cradle releases hydraulic clamps at 200 meters depth. 4,000 kilograms of evolutionary impossibility drifts free in Arctic water. It doesn't swim away quickly. Movement resembles controlled descent rather than escape behavior. Fused hindquarters function as a biological rudder, directing motion through water with minimal energy expenditure.
GPS beacon tracking nominal. Subject depth now 300 meters and stabilizing. Acoustic signature fading below detection threshold.
Dr. Kovich completes the incident report with methodical precision. Specimen classification: Ursus maritimus variant. Threat assessment: minimal. Hydraulic winch systems retract empty cable. RFX-Aurora's diesel engines increase to operational cruising speed. Admiral Vance transmits final position data to Maritime Exclusion Authority. Grid coordinates 77 north, 15 east, now classified as Restricted Navigation Zone. GPS tracking signal continues transmission from 500 meters depth. Acoustic sensors detect creatures' low-frequency vocalizations, not distress calls, but environmental assessment behavior. It settles into the volcanic ridge system of the Gakkel Ridge. Depth 540 meters, pressure 54 atmospheres. Optimal conditions for a mammal that learned to breathe the ocean. Aurora's sonar loses contact at 2300 hours. But the GPS beacon continues steady transmission. We thought we knew the apex predator of Arctic waters. We were wrong. The Hyperborean Variant disappears into crushing darkness, not as a monster from myth, but as proof that evolution operates on timescales human civilization has barely begun to measure. In the Barents Sea, 4,000 kilograms of living impossibility settles onto volcanic substrate and continues the 200,000-year process of adapting to a world we're only beginning to understand. The ocean doesn't hide secrets, it protects them from us. We are the anomaly here. The variant is simply returning to a home we can only visit with titanium shells and arrogance. In the Barents Sea, 4,000 kilograms of living impossibility settles onto volcanic substrate and continues the 200,000-year process of adapting to a world we're only beginning to understand. Subscribe to Pelagic Archives for more documentary.